The recent meeting between Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy and former US President Donald Trump has ended in a stalemate, further straining the already fragile relationship between the two leaders. The meeting, intended to broker a peace deal and address the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, instead devolved into a public display of animosity and discord. Trump's insistence on a swift resolution, coupled with his apparent reluctance to guarantee Ukraine's security, has left Zelenskyy in a precarious position. The breakdown of negotiations has raised serious concerns about the future of U.S. support for Ukraine and the potential for a lasting peace in the war-torn nation. The meeting, held on February 28, 2025, was marked by tension and disagreement from the outset. Trump, known for his unconventional diplomatic style, reportedly pressured Zelenskyy to accept a ceasefire agreement that lacked concrete security guarantees for Ukraine. Sources close to the negotiations suggest that Trump's proposal involved a withdrawal of Russian forces to pre-invasion positions, but without any firm commitments from Russia or the West to prevent future aggression. This, coupled with Trump's apparent sympathy for Putin's position, has fueled speculation that the former US president may be more interested in a swift resolution than a just and lasting peace. Adding fuel to the fire, former US Vice President J.D. Vance, a close confidant of Trump, publicly accused Zelenskyy of being ungrateful for US aid and of disrespecting the former president. This public rebuke, coupled with Trump's own social media tirade against Zelenskyy's negotiating tactics, has further soured the relationship between the two leaders. The collapse of the talks and the subsequent war of words have left Zelenskyy facing a difficult choice: appease Trump and risk Ukraine's security, or stand firm and face the potential consequences of alienating a powerful ally. The failure to reach an agreement has also cast doubt on the future of a proposed minerals deal between the US and Ukraine. This agreement, intended to offset the cost of US aid to Ukraine, would have granted American companies access to Ukraine's vast mineral reserves. However, the breakdown of negotiations has led to the cancellation of this deal, further jeopardizing Ukraine's economic stability. The collapse of the talks and the cancellation of the minerals agreement have left Zelenskyy with limited options and an uncertain future. The international community has reacted with a mixture of dismay and condemnation to the breakdown of negotiations between Zelenskyy and Trump. European leaders, already wary of Trump's unpredictable foreign policy, have expressed their unwavering support for Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. French President Emmanuel Macron, in a strongly worded statement, condemned Trump's approach, calling it counterproductive and dangerous. He reaffirmed France's commitment to providing military and humanitarian aid to Ukraine, urging other European nations to do the same. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, echoing Macron's sentiments, pledged continued UK support for Ukraine, emphasizing the need for a united front against Russian aggression. Starmer, who has emerged as a vocal critic of Trump's foreign policy, called for a de-escalation of tensions and a return to dialogue, but stressed that any peace agreement must guarantee Ukraine's security and sovereignty. The European Union, in a show of solidarity with Ukraine, lit up the Eiffel Tower in the colors of the Ukrainian flag. This symbolic gesture, widely seen as a rebuke of Trump's stance, underscores the EU's commitment to supporting Ukraine in its time of need. The international condemnation of Trump's actions has provided a much-needed boost to Zelenskyy's standing on the world stage. The Ukrainian president, who had faced criticism at home for his perceived weakness in the face of Russian aggression, has emerged from the failed negotiations with renewed international support. The outpouring of solidarity from European leaders has bolstered Zelenskyy's position, providing him with valuable diplomatic leverage as he seeks to navigate the treacherous path to peace. However, the international community's support, while welcome, does not address the immediate challenges facing Ukraine. The country remains locked in a bitter conflict with Russia, and the prospects for a negotiated settlement appear dim. Zelenskyy, facing mounting pressure at home and abroad, must now find a way to secure Ukraine's future in a world increasingly defined by great power competition and shifting alliances. The road ahead is fraught with uncertainty, but the international community's unwavering support offers a glimmer of hope for a peaceful resolution to the conflict. The fallout from the failed negotiations has exacerbated existing divisions within Ukraine, with pro-Western and pro-Russian factions clashing over the best course of action. The breakdown of talks has emboldened pro-Russian voices, who argue that Zelensky's pursuit of Western support has only served to prolong the conflict. They point to the lack of concrete security guarantees from the West and the cancellation of the minerals deal as evidence that Ukraine cannot rely on its Western partners. On the other hand, pro-Western Ukrainians, while disappointed by the outcome of the negotiations, remain steadfast in their belief that Ukraine's future lies with Europe and the West. They argue that Russia, not the West, is to blame for the conflict, and that Ukraine must continue to resist Russian aggression. The internal divisions within Ukraine have been further inflamed by Russian propaganda, which has seized on the failed negotiations as proof that the West is abandoning Ukraine. Russian state media outlets have been quick to portray Zelensky as a weak and indecisive leader, incapable of defending Ukraine's interests. They have also highlighted the divisions within the West, particularly the strained relationship between the US and its European allies, as evidence that Ukraine cannot count on sustained international support. The Kremlin, emboldened by the apparent discord within the West, has stepped up its military activities in eastern Ukraine, testing the resolve of both Ukraine and its international partners. The increase in fighting has led to a surge in civilian casualties and further destabilized the region. The escalation of violence underscores the fragility of the situation in Ukraine and the urgent need for a peaceful resolution. However, the deep mistrust between the parties involved, coupled with the geopolitical complexities of the conflict, make finding a lasting solution a daunting task. Zelensky faces the daunting task of navigating a treacherous political landscape, balancing internal pressures with external threats. The failed negotiations have left him with few palatable options, each carrying significant risks. Appeasing Trump, while potentially restoring a semblance of US support, could embolden Putin and further undermine Ukrainian sovereignty. Conversely, defying Trump risks alienating a powerful albeit unpredictable ally, and could leave Ukraine vulnerable to Russian aggression. Complicating matters further is the uncertainty surrounding US aid. While the Biden administration has pledged continued support for Ukraine, the lack of concrete commitments, particularly in the realm of security guarantees, has left Zelensky in a precarious position. The cancellation of the minerals deal has also dealt a blow to Ukraine's already fragile economy, making it more reliant on Western financial assistance. Zelensky, acutely aware of the precariousness of his situation, has embarked on a diplomatic offensive, seeking to shore up international support and explore alternative avenues for peace. He has reached out to European leaders, emphasizing the need for a united front against Russian aggression and urging them to provide concrete security assurances to Ukraine. Zelensky has also indicated a willingness to engage in direct talks with Putin, a move that has drawn criticism from some quarters who view it as a sign of weakness. However, Zelensky has defended his stance, arguing that dialogue, however difficult, is the only path to a lasting peace. The coming weeks and months will be crucial for Ukraine's future. Zelensky's ability to navigate the complex web of internal and external pressures, secure concrete support from international partners, and find a path to a negotiated settlement will determine the fate of his nation. The stakes are high, and the outcome remains uncertain, but Zelensky's unwavering commitment to Ukrainian sovereignty and his tireless pursuit of peace offer a glimmer of hope in these dark times.